everyone. I'm sitting in my living room, and yes, I am behind the camera and in front of the camera at the same time, so I apologize for that. But I wanted to talk to you guys about a couple of things this morning. It is Tuesday, July 12th, 2011. I'm not sure why that's important, but I thought it was. I want to talk to you about something that I'm really passionate about, and I'm also reluctant about. But I can't sit on the sidelines anymore, and I want to take a bigger, bolder step and involve myself, as you'll let me, more fully in this aspect of your health and your training and your triathlon performance. I did a course, I guess in 2010, called EATT, Endurance Athlete Training Table, EATT. And it was a pretty powerful experience for those of us who've attended, and I've tried to rework some of that course content and kind of set it on the back burner, being a little busy and a little overwhelmed. But as most of you know, and maybe some of you don't know, I have been an avid cook probably since graduating from college, so that's a long time, like 1985, 86. Friends of mine in San Francisco, we created a Sunday night cooking club. We got cookbooks, we bought equipment, we really ended up trying to outdo each other and got way past it being let's learn how to cook. And that really began my love for cooking. Prior to that, growing up, my mom has always been a health nut, and every meal was really healthy, and that was a huge emphasis for her. So between loving to eat myself, loving to cook, and being passionate about nutrition and knowing that really good food can taste great, I want to redo EATT. And I'm not exactly sure where we're going with this, but I wanted to open myself up to you for nutritional consulting and meal plan consulting. And I'll tell you why. It's because there's so much confusing information out there, and because before we can be fit and before we can be fast, the most important thing is to be healthy and have a good time. And part of being healthy is being at a healthy body weight. I just read in USA Today last week that not only is Kansas one of the most obese states in the country, it is also one of the top 10 fastest growing states in terms of overall obesity. And that just sort of breaks my heart. And I know it affects adults and it affects kids and it affects us all. And our sense of size and weight that's appropriate is getting really, really skewed because our culture is getting so big. And it is not hard to lose weight, but it's not easy. It's simple, but not easy, if that makes sense. So in this video, what I want to do is just talk you through some basic laws of leanness, a lean body, because that's what we're looking for. We really don't care if the scale says 200 pounds or 150 pounds or 100 pounds or 250 pounds, as long as it's the right body composition and the right body fat to lean muscle mass ratio. And the best way to get here is to eat the right amount of calories, eat the right amount of foods, and in that process, keep your metabolism high. So let me just give you some principles. And these are principles and they are laws. These are laws that cannot be broken without paying a penalty, and yet sometimes we think we can break them, and sometimes people that write diet books, people that are consulting break these rules. And when we break these rules, we're not going to obtain our long-term goal. We might obtain a short-term result, but really the goal here is to lose fat and not find it again. And I think most people lose a little bit, find it again, lose a little bit, find it again. So here are the laws and here are the principles that just really can't be broken. Period, amen, end of story. Number one, you've got to eat the right amount of calories. If you eat too many calories, you are going to gain weight. If you eat too few calories, you will shut your metabolism down. And shutting your metabolism down means you slow it down, which means for every calorie you put in, your body is going to try to hang on to it. And so the vicious cycle there is you can eat less and less and less, but your body fat will keep going up and up and up. And what happens is you could look at someone that's maybe a size 8 or a size 10 or a size 6 and looks healthy, yet their body fat to lean muscle mass ratio is way off, and they're what I call skinny fat. So the rule of thumb, and for those of you that have been to nutrition classes, I'm going to remind you of this another time. This is the rule. You take your body weight that you want to be and multiply that number times 10 if you're a woman or times 12 if you're a man. This formula is within 25 to 50 calories of the most scientific formulas for figuring this out. If you go get your base metabolic rate tested, it's going to come within a few calories of this. I've used this formula since 1997 as I've done nutritional consulting and personal training on and off, and it works every single time when you stick to it. So you take what you want to weigh, times 10 if you're a woman, times 12 if you're a man. So let's say you want to weigh 150 pounds and you're a woman, and I'm using that because it's an easy number and we're going to multiply it times 10. It means your net calories for the day need to net out to 1,500, okay? So if you burn 500 in a workout, you add the 1,500 plus the 500, and you need to consume 2,000 calories a day. Very simple law. If you consume less than that 1,500, if you want to weigh 150, you will start shutting your metabolism down. That doesn't mean if you hit 1,400 for a few days, you're shutting metabolism down, and then you're a little over for a few days, you'll shut your metabolism down. But over time and over several days, you should come within a few calories of that as an average, okay? That's what you're really looking for here. If you stick to this formula and you add in a meal per week where you eat whatever you want, anything you want. I mean, if you want to go eat a large pizza, a gallon of ice cream, and have 6 margaritas, and that's your free meal, and you do that only once per week, and every other meal and every other day you come in within about 100 calories of that 1,500 calorie number, I absolutely promise you, you will keep your metabolism high and you will lose body fat. I promise you. That's the law. You've got to eat the right amount of calories. Number 2, your food quality matters. It would be absolutely true that if you ate your 1,500 calories a day in Snickers bars, that you would lose weight. What would happen, though, are 2 things. Number 1, your body would send you a lot of hunger signals. Even though you're eating the 1,500 calories a day, your body will tell you it's hungry. And here's why. It's telling you it's hungry because you've put in a Snickers bar, and it looks at that Snickers bar and it breaks it all down, and it says, okay, that's a little bit of energy, but I've got nothing to do all this repair work and maintenance work and all the basic stuff I need to do. You've given me some energy, but I can't do any more than that. So then it fires up a hunger signal, and what it's telling you is, I need some nutrients. This is one reason why some people, because their nutrition quality, their nutrient quality is so low, say, I can't be on a diet, I'm always hungry. The higher your nutrient calories, the higher the nutrients are per calorie, the less hungry you're going to be because you're giving your body quality food that it can actually do stuff with. So nutritional quality and getting the highest nutrients per calorie you can is critical to building a lean body with a high lean muscle ratio and a low body fat ratio. Number 3, and these are laws. Remember, we got to eat the right amount of calories. We got to have high quality nutrients. The third law is every macronutrient matters, and you need all 3 of them. Macronutrients are protein, carbohydrate, and fat, okay? You need them all, and you need them in the right ratios for your body to function in the way God designed it. When we mess around and we drop out all these carbohydrates because we're carbohydrate intolerant, or our body is addicted to sugar, or all of those things, when you whack out your macronutrients for a while, you whack out your metabolism, you whack out your repair cycle. So anything that is too high in protein, too low in carbohydrates, too low in fat, ultimately over the long haul, isn't going to keep you as healthy. There's a guy named Dean Ornish, and I don't know if you've heard of him, but he started out quite a few years ago, and he has come up with a very, very, very low-fat diet plan. And he primarily worked with people who'd been having heart attacks to get them healthy. And he found that he could get all kinds of weight off of them with this low-fat diet plan and get them lean, which would reduce their likelihood for another heart attack. But compliance was ever so low. And the reason for that is the fat content is too low. Your body needs more fat than what his original diet indicated in order to maintain, because fat is critical in our repair processes and for functioning. Our heart can't even function properly without the right amount of quality fat in our diet. But also the satiation was gone when we don't have fat in our diet. So sometimes when we crave, it's not so much that we've eaten so much sugar and now we've gotten ourselves in a cycle. That is true to a point. But sometimes we just don't have the right quality fat in our diet, and that will also produce cravings. So we've got to have all of these macronutrients in the right ratio. And basically the ratio looks like this. You want to eat somewhere between 15 and 20% of your total calories per day in protein, maybe up to 25%. And I would say that could be for maybe a man who has a lot of muscle mass and a lot of bone, so a really big structure. But anything you read, even relating, and especially related to athletes, because we hear athletes need more protein. It's not that they need more protein as a percentage, it's that they need more protein because overall their calorie requirements have increased, okay? So 15 to 20%, 25% tops is your protein, okay? Fat is somewhere between 15 and 20% of your total calories from fat. Everything else is made up of carbohydrates, and of course you want to get those primarily from your fruits and vegetables and from your high-quality starches such as brown rice, sweet potatoes. Whole grains is where you want to get the bulk of your starchy, but you've got to have a diet really high in fruits and green vegetables and things with color. Some people call it eating the rainbow. So our first three laws are you got to eat the right amount of calories. Our second law is quality nutrient per calorie. And our third law is we've got to have all three macronutrients, protein, carbs, and fat, in a balanced ratio to each other. The last thing is, or two more things, sorry. The fourth thing is our body temperature. Our body temperature is oftentimes one of the first things that will clue us into is our metabolism functioning or not, and is how high is it functioning. We're supposed to be at about 98.6 degrees. So if your body temp is lower than that on a day in and day out basis, more than likely your metabolism is lower than what it could be or what it should be. The higher our metabolism is, the leaner our bodies can more easily maintain themselves. The lower your metabolism is, the more body fat your body is going to hang on to, okay? So low body temperature means low metabolism. You want to start taking your temperature if you're curious, and you want to do it for at least 7 to 10 days to get an average. And you want to do it first thing in the morning. It's the best time to do it, 7 to 10 days, okay? Final thing, in order to be lean, in order to lose weight and not find it again, especially as athletes, you've got to sleep. The law is our body requires and needs, and requires is the word I really want to stress here, requires 8 hours of sleep to do all the things it needs to do for us every day. So the next day we wake up, everything's been fixed and repaired, and we are good to go. And you say, well, I live on 7 hours of sleep all the time. Well, goody for you. Guess what? You're missing an hour of repair every single day. So every single day you start a new day with less than the optimum beginning. And if you're an athlete, it's even worse because you are doing more damage to your body through training, because we know when we train, we do what? We break down our body so that when it repairs, it's stronger. We never get fitter during a workout. We get fit when we recover from that workout. And sleep is such an enormous priority. So track your sleep. Are you getting 8 hours? If you get 6 one night and 10 another night, guess what? You've averaged for 8. Our body can roll with some of that. Napping, if you can fit that in, can really help with this. If you have trouble sleeping, it's probably a sign that something else is off in your system. Often that can be related to stress, related to a low metabolism and that sort of thing, but it is required to have 8 hours of sleep to be healthy. And when we get that sleep, our body repairs itself and it is able to be more lean. So those are the 5 principles. I need the right amount of calories. I need high quality nutrients per calorie. I need my macronutrients in the right ratios. I need a body temperature that's as close to 98.6 as possible to know that my metabolism is running as high as possible. The hotter the furnace, the more calories you burn, the leaner you are, and I need to get sleep. Those are our 5 laws for being lean. If you break those laws, you will not be as lean as you could be, as easily as you could be. Oftentimes, we want a quick solution. It may have taken us a lot of years to put on weight, and it's not going to come off in 3 months or 6 months. It's going to take a long time to come off. And sometimes the longer it's been on there, the harder we have to fight to take it off, and that's the truth. Recently, in one of my devotional studies, I came across this, and it said, pride demands and humility waits. And that's a really tough phrase because I see that in myself when I get antsy for something, antsy for results that don't come quickly, and I realize that is my pride talking. But if I'm humble and I'm patient and I do the work that's required, I focus on the process, the outcome will absolutely come. And I focus on the process by following the rules. In EATT, we say this phrase, a good choice plus a good choice plus a good choice plus a good choice plus a good choice equals big, big, big results. So you guys, I'm here for you. If you need some nutritional consulting and some meal planning, I would love to help you with that. Give me a call or give me an email. Remember these 5 rules. Don't break the rules, and if you keep the rules, you will get lean. You will lose that weight and not find it again. Thanks.